Professional baseball, I think, is something that most people, kids, you start out young playing baseball, but you always dream about getting to the big leagues, getting to play professionally, making it a career, making it a living. You don't really know what that looks like as a kid, but as you go up in levels and baseball becomes a bigger part of your life, becomes more and more involved. For me, it was college when things really got serious. I went to a junior college in Kansas for 2 years, Wichita State for 2 years. When you get the call that a team actually wants to draft you, it's exciting. You don't know what you're getting into, but it's exciting. You think, okay, this is something we worked for. We worked hard. I've worked hard for this. I've had a lot of support, a lot of people around me, all helping me, trying to push me and get to that level. And when you achieve it, it's exciting. But for me, I knew there was a lot of work to do still, because coming out of college, I was a good college player. At the end, I got drafted as a senior, which is a little strange. But most people, the good players, quote unquote, get drafted as a junior. But for me, it just didn't work out that way. Got drafted as a senior. Tigers took me in the 8th round. I jumped in. The Tigers liked me from Jump Street just based off of the way I played, my demeanor, the way I went. We call it going about your business, which is your work ethic on a daily basis. I was always, there to play baseball, there to get better at baseball, being a good teammate, enjoying the guys around me. And then my journey from basically low A, high A, double A, triple A, then to the big leagues, that's the professional journey. In 2012, we beat the Yankees. American League Championship. It was an awesome experience, but my favorite part was having my parents down on the field. Like I said, I'm from a little town in Kansas, so they look up at Comerica Park and it was still packed. There's 50,000+ people in the stands and everybody's celebrating and they're having the trophy ceremony and close family, parents, and people come down on the field with you. And it was the first time that my parents would look up at the stadium, and my dad just was like, wow, how did you do this? And that was a special moment to be able to share that with them. So how my career came to an end, some people think it's tragic. So I had in 2014, I went to spring training, and I've always off and on had a little sciatic nerve pain and never thought much of it, played through it, it would go away. And in 2014, it got worse and worse and worse. Finally figured out that, it's a back issue. So I had ruptured discs in my back between my vertebrae. And what that was causing was the pinch on the nerve. So by the time I got around to it, because I was a tough guy, I played through everything. I played through broken fingers, dislocated thumbs. I would just pop back in and keep playing, right? That was kind of my MO. And I enjoyed that MO, being the tough guy. But at this point, it got to the point where I couldn't function. It was painful. It was tough. So had back surgery number 1 was inevitable after we got the MRI. Had back surgery number 1, tried to rehabilitate from that, was a constant struggle. Kind of came back and played a little bit. Wasn't right, wasn't ever gonna be healthy enough to play, so then had a year later, had back surgery number 2. Kind of started coming back from that, could still tell, and to this day, there's no way I can even go out and, I don't play softball, I don't do anything like that just because the damage that I've done to my back over the course of the years playing. Finally got to the point where, okay, I'm gonna have to find something different. My physical body just isn't gonna be able to handle it. Then had to transition into basically a new life after baseball. Luckily for me, my identity wasn't strictly baseball. I enjoyed a lot of things, hunting, fishing, I enjoy challenge. And that's what I strive on, is enjoying the challenge. So transferring my life from one challenge to the next is what I was looking for, right? So I'm trying to go from, okay, this is where I'm at, I need to find something different. And for me, it became real estate. What sparked my interest in real estate? So when I decided I was done playing, me and my wife moved to just outside of Kansas City. She's from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. So we moved to Kansas, and in the process of buying a house, I met a realtor, Amy Williams, who helped us purchase our home. And she said, what are you doing now that you're done with baseball? And I said, I haven't really decided. She said, have you ever thought about real estate? And I said, I think everybody's thought about real estate. It looks cool. You see it on TV. It's kind of like that sexy occupation where you can make good money and it looks cool. So I went ahead and I said, I'm gonna dive in and do it. And got my license right away, started digging in and hammering down. And we decided, okay, let's move back to Michigan. And I didn't want to start building a client base in Kansas to move to Michigan. So we moved to Michigan, get my license right away. When we moved back, it just started putting the hammer down. Like, it was nonstop real estate, and it's done well. It's been really productive, and we're happy, and we're very, very fortunate. We live in Clarkston, Michigan now, and we're excited and loving every second of it. Ways I stay involved in baseball. So Get Your Game Right, we developed this, and I've had this idea for a long time. We do a podcast. I've had Jim Leland on it. I've had Prince Fielder, a lot of great guys on it, getting their ideas and thoughts about baseball. And then, you know, through social media, we get a lot of questions, try to answer some questions. With the Tigers, I haven't done as much just because the kids are young. You know, I try to stay in contact with the guys as much as possible. I went and signed autographs yesterday for opening day. I do some of that stuff. Baseball, I would say for kids, young kids, is use it as an opportunity to learn about life and learn some lessons. In real estate, for me, what I've learned in real estate is it's about relationships. It's about meeting people, being true to people, being genuine to people. Understanding those things is key to success in a lot of avenues. A lot of people, you get wrapped up in this stuff, right? This stuff is not good on its own. It can be used for good, but on its own, just chasing money there's no fulfillment.